Hello, everyone. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes, well, maybe just one more minute to let everyone come on before we get started. Just going to wait 1 or 2 more minutes for everyone to join us, so just hang on tight. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is actually our brand new monthly webinar series called KeeLabs. So I'm going to start now, but before we begin, I just want to go over a couple housekeeping details with you all. So first off, the webinar today will run for about 45 minutes in length. And if you have any questions throughout, you can send them in the GoToWebinar question box on the right-hand side of your screen. Hopefully you can all see my screen today. And we will be answering the questions throughout the presentation. So the number one question that we typically get is it recorded and will the slides be available? And the answer is yes to both. So we'll send out an email when they are ready, or it'll also be available on our website. All right, so those are the quick housekeeping details that I wanted to go over with you all. And so now on to the good stuff. I'm actually just going to turn off my webcam here so it's not distracting. All right, so in the webinar today, I will be speaking on 10 technology tools to help boost your fundraising and improve your overall efficiency. I really tried to not only find really effective technology tools, but I also tried to find the free ones, or ones that at least had a free version or are heavily discounted for nonprofits. So you'll probably hear me toss the word free around a lot during this webinar. And a little side note, I was going to add in a meditation app as one of my technology tools because, I feel that nonprofit professionals get burnt out way too easily. I know working in the nonprofit space can sometimes feel like you're working 2 or 3 jobs instead of one, so you're not alone. But I didn't add in any meditation apps or anything like that because, I really feel that some of these tools that I'm about to talk about will help streamline your processes, automate some of your workflows, and ultimately, hopefully, alleviate some of your stress that you might have. So before I jump in, a quick intro about me. My name is Mel Bilko, and I am head of community engagement here at Keela. We're a software company that provides powerful tools for nonprofit professionals like yourselves. And we're actually based out of Vancouver, Canada. So hello from the West Coast. And please feel free to send me an email at melissabilko@Keela.com if you have any questions that come up after this presentation. All right, so the first technology tool I want to share with you all today is called Canva. And I would actually be shocked if you hadn't heard of Canva because it's seriously a fast growing app that's, just taking over the world by storm. And it has, Adobe shaking in their boots. But if you haven't heard of it, your life is actually about to change because, to put it simply, Canva is a simplified graphic design tool that uses a basic drag and drop feature. It enables even the most aesthetically challenged person um, to design, beautiful content. And just to give you a quick real world example, the image on top here is something that our contact manager whipped up in probably less than about a minute for one of our blog posts. So really simple to use. And I don't know about all of you, but I actually used InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator extensively in the past. And all of these Adobe softwares requires, a lot of training and skill. And not to mention, it's actually quite expensive to use. So that with that being said, Canva can really help you save thousands of dollars instead of outsourcing for marketing materials or hiring a graphic designer. You can use one of Canva's 65,000 templates that they have. I'd highly recommend using Canva for designing things like a sponsorship package or even just a report back to your sponsors or other reporting like annual reports or even social media posts and letterheads even. The best part about Canva is that it actually has a special price for nonprofits, and it lets you utilize the Canva Pro account for free for up to, I think it's 10 members. So if you want to learn more, you can just check out this link here. And just to see how simple Canva is to use, I'll show you this quick video on how to animate an Instagram story using Canva. All right. So speaking of Instagram, the next tool I'll touch on for all you Instagram users out there, it's called Linktree. This tool has been around for actually a couple of years now. It has about 3 million users on it so far, and it's a super simple tool to use, and it actually has a very simple concept. Linktree allows you to basically add multiple links to your Instagram profile. If you're still one of those people who's having to constantly update the link in their Instagram profile, or even worse, if you're still copying and pasting your URLs into your Instagram post, then this tool is for you. Whenever someone clicks on your website URL in your Instagram profile, it'll look something like this. So it'll have your logo, your Instagram handle, and then you can link to any different website that you like. So you can add, a donate button. You can add an upcoming fundraiser. You can add your annual reports. So it's a really great way to add a whole bunch of links into your Instagram profile instead of the one. Now, I'm actually curious to know how many of you guys use Instagram for your nonprofit. So if you want to just quickly just type into your question box either yes or no on whether or not you use Instagram for your organization. I'm just, yeah, really curious to know if you use it. So I'll just give you a minute or a second or two to type in there. All right. Diane says no. Um, Waiting for some other people here, but okay. So for those that did say, or sorry, for those that said they don't use Instagram, like Diane, and sorry to put you on the spot there, Diane. And before I move on to the next tool, because maybe this will help you encourage you to actually start using it. Instagram has recently, and I believe it was as of November 2019, so super recent, it released the ability for anyone to add a donate sticker to to nonprofit organizations. So as you can see here in an Instagram story, there is a donate sticker that you can add. So Make-A-Wish Canada has added the donate sticker to one of their Instagram stories, as I just said, and it also means that not just the organization can use a sticker, but anyone can use a sticker. So you can kind of create a competition for all of your supporters to say, if you add this donate button to your Instagram story, we will give, a prize to the person who collects the most donations. So really able to engage your supporters that much more. Instagram also recently released a feature to add a donate button to your actual Instagram profile, as you can see here. You can also add it into your highlights there. I don't have a ton of time on this webinar to actually elaborate further on this, but if you want to learn more, you can click on this link here. And I will say, however, that for the time being, this unfortunately only applies to American organizations. So it hasn't released in Canada yet, but you should be expecting to have it released in the next couple of months or so, because we're just a couple months behind America. All right, so for the ones that said they didn't use Instagram again, I'm guessing maybe it's because you maybe don't know how to use it, or your audience couldn't really be bothered with it, so why should you? Or maybe it's just because you don't have sufficient manpower to run it, and that is fair enough. So that actually brings me to the next tool that I'm going to talk about. It's called Buffer. So Buffer is a social media management tool, and before I speak on it, I'll just play a really quick video on how it works. All right, so I'm sure many of you are aware, managing several social media accounts can seem like a full-time job. So that's why I highly recommend using a social media management tool like Buffer. You can do actually so many amazing things with Buffer, and even with just their free account, like the ability to schedule your posts, obviously. You can have a visual calendar for all of your content, and it can be all in one place. And if you're running a Facebook or Instagram giveaway contest, Buffer can even help you choose a winner. So has a really great number of features for a free cost. It saves you so much time having all of your social media accounts in one place. And they also have a special program for nonprofits specifically, where it gives the Buffer publish plans for 50% off for all nonprofits. And I believe there is also a free account as well. So the fourth tool that I'm going to bring to your attention is called JotForm. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with survey platforms like SurveyMonkey. And this one's, arguably one of the more popular survey platforms out there. But if you ask me, I actually much prefer JotForm. It's super easy to use. It has over 5,000 different templates to choose from. Or you can even just build your own with custom organization colors and logos, making your survey, it makes it look super sleek and professional, and it's all actually at no cost. So to give you an example of how customizable in terms of the look and feel of it is, I'll just show you one that I quickly created a couple of years ago for a nonprofit. So this is what the Jot form looked like, and I'll just show you what the website looked like. So as you can see here, the background, the colors, the beautiful pink, it all matches the Jot form that I created. And what I really love about Jotform is that you can have conditional logic. So if like if I add um, something in here, then it'll jump to the next question according to what um, I filled out. So I only filled out, one answer here. It'll go on to the dietary restrictions. If I say no, it'll close the survey. If I click yes, then it'll go to, additional questions for the survey. So this one in particular is for a gala attendance. So filling out guest names and their allergies and their dietary restrictions, super handy to use. So other than event registration, some other cases you could use Jotform for would be for a volunteer sign up or post-event surveys, and even, sponsorship forms. Jotform also has a really special discount for nonprofits, and it's 50% off all of their packages if you ever do decide to upgrade. But honestly, the free account is amazing. All right, so the next one is seriously one of my favorites, and I actually just started to use it not too long ago. It's called Vidyard. And to sum it up, it's a Google Chrome extension that you can download and can create videos on the fly. After creating them, you can easily add them into an email to kind of, jazz it up. I'll show you this quick video because it's definitely easier to show you than to explain to you. Whoops. All right, so a really great way to utilize this tool is one way could be, when you're reaching out to thank a major donor. So imagine one of your major donors, just donated $5,000 to your organization, and you try to call them the next day to thank them. Instead of leaving them a voicemail when they don't pick up, why not try creating a personalized video to thank them for their generous gift and sending it as a follow-up email? There are so many other ways you could use Vidyard to make your emails go the extra mile. And in a world with full of emails, you want to make sure that yours stands out. So I highly, highly recommend Vidyard, and they do have an upgradable subscription, but the free one is amazing. And speaking of making your emails stand out, another great Chrome extension that I use on a daily basis is Grammarly. It is an artificial intelligence powered writing assistant that helps to identify grammar, spelling, punctuation errors, and even wordiness and plagiarism. It can even save you from sending a lousy email with a terrible spelling mistakes to major donors, which I've definitely done before. So, really great way to make sure that you're sounding professional. And it can also be used in apps such as Gmail, Facebook, Slack, and also, did I mention that it's free? So, why not start using it? Another really great tool and it's actually a simple one. It's called Pexels and Unsplash. So both of these websites have an amazing collection of beautiful, professional, and free photos. They offer photos for free by suggesting you to promote the photographer or send them a donation, or you literally could just do nothing, which actually kind of works nice for nonprofit organizations. I like to have at least a couple photo options like these two websites, as they can be limited in a certain topic or theme. So it's nice to kind of have a larger variety, and they generally don't have the same photos. So that's a really great feature. Using resources like these two websites is a really great way to improve your fundraising ask on social media, by attaching, a really beautiful photo to help with storytelling. It can help to spruce up your website. It can also help make your supporters take you more seriously if you have a really nice, beautiful, professional photo. So instead of hiring a professional photographer and spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, you can just try out Pexels or Unsplash first. And actually, all of the photos that I added here are pulled from Pexels. So as you can see, really good quality photos. All right, so the next tool on my list is called Zapier or Zapier. I'm still actually not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but I'll say Zapier for now. It's one of my favorite apps because it helps to automate workflows, which increases your overall speed and consistency and even visibility of your work. It increases your speed by helping you do small little administrative tasks in the background like data entry. Say, for example, that every time a donor makes a donation larger than $1,000 in your organization, it's your organization's policy to then add them to a spreadsheet for sending out a major gift campaign, or for thanking all of your donors at the end of your major donors at the end of the year. So anytime someone donates $1,000 online, this donor gets added to the major gift spreadsheet without you even lifting a finger. And it'll actually do it quicker for you when you're using Zapier. It also improves your consistency. So continuing with the previous example, let's face it, people aren't perfect. If you're transferring data over manually, from an online donation to a spreadsheet in our case, things could get missed, they could get duplicated, there could be typos, whereas Zapier will do the work with really no errors because computers are just better at doing things like really simple tasks like data entry. And lastly, Zapier can help with improving your visibility. So every time a donor does something important, like make a $1,000 donation, you can zap that information to your email or your coworker's email or even a Slack channel to let your entire team know about it. Nothing goes missed, and 100 email threads are avoided. And because it integrates with more than, I think it's now 1,500 apps, you can do so much with it. To just give you one quick example, I'm just going to take you to Zapier. This is my account here. I'm going to click Make a Zap. And let's use Jotform because I just mentioned that earlier. So every time someone creates a new submission, it's going to do this. So to go back to our example, it'll add someone to a spreadsheet. So I'll choose every time someone submits a Jotform that it creates a spreadsheet row. And then I can even select the account that I want to use. I can even select the spreadsheet, which would be really important. So let's do the 65 Roses Gala attendance example that we used before, and click on what worksheet I want, and I'll hit continue, and it'll automatically create that new row for you in that spreadsheet. So really great tool. If you want to learn more, you can actually just go to this link here. So moving on to the next tool, you might have heard me toss the word Slack around several times. And if some of you were confused by that, well, I'm about to change that. So in my opinion, Slack is actually one of the tools you should be using today. When Slack first began, it was primarily used in the tech industry, but over the years, I've definitely seen it creep its way into the nonprofit space, and I'm so excited about that because I absolutely am in love with Slack. So to put it simply, Slack is there to replace internal emails, kind of acting as, like a kind of a chat group for your team. It makes collaboration easy and powerful, and the free version offers unlimited users and many cool features. Slack is the best choice if you need real-time, instantaneous online communication. It keeps your team's conversations private and allows you to invite other users as needed. It also eliminates those long, dreaded email threads, like I was mentioning before, which means it unclogs your email inbox so it can leave room for those important emails, making sure that they're never missed. The best part about all of this is that Slack offers a heavy discount to all nonprofits. The standard plan is free for nonprofits, where normally it's $7 to $8 a month per user. And the plus plan is 85% off, which is normally $12 to $15 a month per user. So a really great value all in all. And you can apply for that here. All right, so another tool that can have a serious impact on your organization by eliminating those long email threads is Calendar. So, and now imagine that you need to meet up with a prospective sponsor and you decide to go for a coffee. They tell you that three other employees of theirs would like to join in, and before you know it, you've wasted pretty much your entire afternoon having to figure out a time where you can all go just to meet for a coffee. This may be a slight exaggeration, but I hope you kind of get the idea. So instead of all those back and forth emails, you can just send them this calendar link. So I created a really quick one here. So you send them this link, you just create a link and it sends you here. The perspective or the sponsor could click on a date that works for them, even a time. They can choose to meet up with you remotely, which will just send them your phone number, or they can choose in person. I've already recommended this coffee shop here, or they could choose to add their preferred location. I'm just going to choose this location, and they can add as many guests as they like, and you hit schedule a meeting and it pops into everyone's calendar. One thing to note about Calendar is that it is in beta testing still, so it's still a very new product and you may encounter a couple bugs, but all in all, it's a really, really great option for setting up meetings, and it's also free. So a lot of these calendar scheduling apps can be quite costly and can, the monthly subscription can add up, whereas this one is completely free and it has pretty much the exact same features. So, as a bonus to all of you, I've added in an 11th technology tool, and I'm sure you've probably guessed it. It is Keela. So, to put it simply, Keela is a super, super powerful nonprofit management tool that allows you to do most of your daily activity right in the software. So, you're not jumping in and out of different tools all day long. It has a really intuitive design with features like contact management, campaign and email marketing tools, task and volunteer management, and just really simple to use reporting. Many of our users have actually reported a 30% increase in their annual revenue after their first year of using Keela. So we actually just launched our newest product called Keela 2.0 actually. And we're very excited about it because it includes intelligence tools. So it advises you on what is the best donation amount to ask each of your supporters. And it even advises you on when you should be asking them. So I'm just going to do a really, really quick demo of Keela. So here is the dashboard here. This is what you'll see when you open up Keela every single day. You can manage what you want to see in your dashboard by going here. So let's say that you wanted to see all of your recent transactions. So you'll see them all down here. Let's look at Oprah as an example of one of our contacts. So one of the intelligence tools that I was talking about, you can find them right here. So it says that Oprah has a 76 donor score, which means she's engaged and that she's in the top 33% of our organization. She's also a major gift donor. And then it also has a feature called Smart Ask. And it says that this donor is most likely to donate between $5,100 and $6,900. We recommend asking them $6,000. So a really great way to identify who your top donors are. And it even identifies who your donors are that need a little extra love. So really great and easy way to identify who you should be focusing on. Another great feature within Keela is forms. So you can create donation forms or volunteer intake forms. Here is just a really, really simple one that I created in about 5 seconds. Well, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. One of our current customers, the Imani Collective, has a really amazing donation form. I'll just go over it really quickly with you all. So this is their donation page. And as you can see here, this is a Keela form directly embedded into their website. So you can add different donation amounts. The donor can add whatever donation amount they'd like. You can choose the frequency of the donation if you want to dedicate the donation. And you can even ask the donor to cover the processing fee based on how much the person is donating. So it changes according to how much the person wants to donate. The last thing that I wanted to show you with the donation form is that when you want to pay, it doesn't go out of your website. So it's still within the Keela embedded form. So no need, so you don't lose the donor to go away from your website, which is amazing. And the last thing I'll show you today in Keela is reports. So you can choose to add a customized report, or we have a whole bunch of templates that you can use here, which is awesome. So one for an example that you can make for a report would be donations over $100 and less than $1,000. So it gives you a whole bunch of details, even a pie chart of where the donations were coming from. And you can customize how you'd like to see it, a column versus pie. You can see all the data associated with it, so all of the donations associated with that report. And those are the main things that I wanted to go over with you all. Oh, one other thing is that Keela also integrates with many different tools like Eventbrite, PayPal, Stripe, and even your email inbox. So all of your emails are from your supporters are tracked within Keela, which is amazing. All right, so that actually does it for me today. I really hope that you pulled at least one helpful tip from this webinar and that you can alleviate at least a little bit of your daily stress. I'll just do one final check to see if there are any questions. I haven't seen any go through throughout the presentation, but I'm just going to take another quick look here. Does not look like it. All right, so before we leave today, just a quick reminder that this webinar will be recorded and you will receive the recording and slides in the next couple of days in case you wanted to check some of those links out that I had hyperlinked into the presentation. And our next webinar will be on Thursday, March 5th, and will be presented by Karen Graham from Tech Impact. She'll be speaking on how to create a culture of innovation in your nonprofit, and you don't want to miss that one. So thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this wonderful day. Take care.